Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be looking at all of the exchangeable ultimate weapons and putting together a tier list on my thoughts on all of them, which ones are better, which ones you might chase first, depending on the characters. I'm just going to be giving my overall thoughts, but of course, chase the ones that you guys like, and yeah, that being said, let's jump over and look at it. So I'm going to go to the exchange. And if you go to the metal exchange right here, all right, you'll find here at the bottom, Ultimate Exchange, Ultimate Metal Exchange. I have 200, so if you complete all of the quests in the new Cetra event, and then you complete all 50 floors of the tower, you should end up exactly on 200, essentially netting you 2 of these ultimate weapons. So what I'm going to be doing is I have a little tier list over here. I have all of the weapons, all right, and I'm just going to be basically going through them one at a time and trying to figure out, where they lie. I wish I could get rid of this little advertisement right here, but it is what it is. All right, so first things first, guys. I am going to put right here Sephiroth's Genji Blade. Obviously, this is S tier. It is insanely good. It is far better than any of the other ones we have here. I'm not sure where we can actually see the stats on the Genji Blade. Let's go over to the draw, but I'm not sure we can actually see it there. I think that it's actually in the notices. All right, so let's go down and check the notices. No, it's not there. I think it's got to be for the limit break draw. All right, let's go down. All right, so here's the Genji Blade, right? Not only does it have 2 uses instead of 1, you'll see that all the exchangeable weapons that I've seen all have only 1 use instead of 2, right? But the command ability itself is pretty damn powerful. So this inflicts 2000% non-elemental physical and magic damage upon a single enemy, and then colossally increases the caster's physical and magic attack. I don't know if this is a 4-tier buff or a 5-tier, but if you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to know. Thanks to you guys, right? Now I know what Interruption Mastery means. Interruption Mastery is essentially ability damage boosted when interrupted. So when you break a sigil phase of a boss, which makes the most sense, right? So that's actually pretty damn amazing because this is going to get super powered once you break a sigil phase. So boom, you break the sigil phase, it's interrupted, you drop Flash of Steel. It's going to be so powerful, right? Now, that being said, let's jump over to the actual exchange right here, okay? And we're going to be going through them one at a time, all right? So let's take a look. Lucia's is the first right here. All right, so we're just going to go down and we're going to take a look at Lucia's. I'm going to be placing these as we go and probably moving them as we go. So as in all my tier videos, make sure you wait till the end or just fast forward to the end because, sometimes I get comments that like, oh, this shouldn't have been here. And then I'm like, you didn't watch till the end. I ended up moving it. All right, so here we have Ultimate V39. This one is going to raise physical attack high. Magic attack is also going to go to high on a single ally. So it looks like she can target the person with this when she uses it. Plus giving a magic heal cast, the charge time is 30 seconds. I like the buff debuff duration here, 20 points, which is already 80%, so pretty damn solid. And the physical defense here at 20 points, which is 30% boost right there. So very good. So basically a very quick casting one-time use of a physical magic attack buff. So you could drop this right on someone. You could drop this right on Sephiroth right before he uses the Genji Blade. So I'm going to go back here. All right. I'm going to leave the Genji one up there in S, right? Because I feel like these are still ultimate weapons, but they're never going to be up in that S rank tier. I was going through them, and there's definitely nothing among them that's like anywhere near this. So we're looking for the ones that fall into the A slot. So for Lucia's, I'm going to put it in B for now, and then we're just going to go from there. All right, so let's look at we'll just go from the bottom all the way up to the top. All right, so next is Matt. All right, so Matt's is going to restore 25% of max HP, range of all allies, in cast Regen, which is only going to last 3 seconds. So 1 tick of Regen. Extended will be 3 seconds more, so 2 ticks at max. It does remove physical defense down and magic defense down. immediately, which is pretty damn solid, I will say. A single cast of that is good. You might be able to use this to override certain things. So I think I'm going to give this one. This one has heal 20 points and magic defense. I don't think the heal is as necessary, but it could change up things in his sub weapons. So for Matt, I think I'm going to put his at A right there because I think it has more versatility than Lucia's right there. All right, now jumping back, let's move into Glenn's right here, Ultimate Personal Style. This one increases magic defense high to all allies with a 5% heal. Okay, it gives magic defense boost and HP. 20 points on HP is 30%, so that's pretty dang good. You know, the things with these is that it's kind of tricky because you're not going to go into a fight where you need magic defense up without a weapon that casts magic defense. You can't rely on one use for something, right? So this is nice, you know, maybe if you were in a situation where you couldn't get it off and this can give you like kind of a like an aid, like a buffer, a cushion, you know. But is it absolutely mind-boggling? No, I don't really think so. So let's go over here. We'll find Glenn's. I think I'm gonna put his at C for right now. All right, because I just don't think that you're not going to be, if you need magic defense up for the team, you're never going to go into that fight without core defender, you know, Comrade One, something like that. But we'll see. We'll compare them all later once we have an idea of them all. All right, so here's Sephiroth's. And I remember looking at these before and thinking this was one of the better ones. So this one deals 15% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also, when debuff is granted to the target, times 2 damage. It gives ability potency 20 and physical defense. So this is going to do 3,000% damage, right? Which is 1,000% more than the Genji blade when the debuff is granted to the target. And since you can choose exactly when you want to use this, this is very, very, very powerful. So for me, this one is going to jump straight into A. And I think that I'm going to put it even ahead of Matt's right there. All right, so now let's jump back. That one is definitely really cool and a good substitute for players that haven't got the Genji blade, right? All right, so jumping into Zack right here. Here we have the Ultimate Type 99 Longsword. Okay, this will deal 1,000% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also physical defense break along with magic defense break. Okay, the duration is 30 seconds. It's immediately high. So pretty damn solid. If you just needed to pop this, you could pop it like right before you do all of your limit breaks or your summons. So all in all, definitely kind of an interesting one. 1,000%, not that crazy. And you're probably bringing stuff. This is really good before dropping summons, I think, right? Because physical defense break, magic defense break, both of them are going to work with that. I think that is an interesting thing to have, especially like maybe in dungeon rankings, if they ever bring them back, which I hope they do. This would be a really nice thing to drop, you know, right before you drop all of your summons at some point in time. Plus, boost ability potency and magic defense is both pretty good. So jumping back over here, I think I'm going to take his and I'm going to put it in B, right? Hers gives physical attack, magic attack up to someone, but it does no damage, so I'm going to put Zack's ahead of hers by 1 point. All right, now let's keep going, right? Now we have Ultimate Quicksilver. This one does 1,000% physical magic non-elemental damage, same as Zack, but also increases the limit gauge potency by 40%. This is really, really, really good for Vincent, guys. His limit break is absolutely fantastic. So the fact that you can quick charge it like this, you know, 40% is a big, big jump in the limit break right here. So I'm going to take his and I'm going to put it into A right here. Now, is it going to jump ahead of Matt's? I think it is going to jump ahead of Matt's right there. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Jumping away from Vincent, let's go over to Cait Sith. We have the Ultimate Yellow Megaphone, right? This one is Super Spirit. Increases limit gauge by 30% on a single ally, so it's not necessarily just himself, along with a magic heal is cast. All right, so essentially you can 70% Vincent's limit break in like 2 seconds with this. I mean, you have to wait the 30 seconds at the beginning for it to charge up, but you wait that 30 seconds, you probably get that other 30% on the limit break. And then you have that limit break right off the bat, which is pretty cool. Then we have buff debuff extension, which I really like. I really like buff debuff extension. It's really good. and boost physical defense right here. This one is super interesting. I think it's a little bit more niche, you know, where we're not most of the time in fights, they are built around the fact that we get our limit breaks around the right time, right? So like take Ramu EX2 for example, you know, Red and Cloud's limit break or Red and Glenn's limit break are more or less going to be charged exactly when you need them, just naturally throughout the fight. Along with Aerith's Breath of the Earth, it was always there right when we needed it because, you know, the devs, when they're creating this stuff, they're working around that. Now, is there going to be content in the future where you're going to need to use something like this because you don't have the ability to get your limit break up? Sure, I'm sure they're going to put something out there where this comes into handy. I just think that it's going to be pretty dang niche in the meantime. So I'm going to take Cait Sith's and I'm going to put it down in C. All right, now let's keep on going from there. Let's go to Yuffie's Ultimate 4-point Shuriken. This one is going to deal 1000% physical magic non-elemental damage, also increases physical attack high to self along with magic attack high to self. This one leads me to believe that Yuffie's path in the future is moving away from debuffing and imperiling and more into damage, right? Now, I like this one. It deals extra damage. It gives her an immediate buff up right there. Boost ability potency, boost magic defense right there. So pretty solid. But this only affects hers, right? So like if we jump back over here and we look at Zack's weapon right here affects everyone because it breaks defenses. So it doesn't only increase his damage, but it increases everyone's damage in the team, whereas Yuffie's only increases her damage. All right, so I'm going to put Yuffie there. I'm going to put Lucia's behind her. All right, and I think we will go from there. All right, so now we're moving into Red Ultimate Leather Collar. This one is basically an enhanced therapeutic touch. Magic heals cast 27% of healing, all allies, so that's 2% more than Matt's. Also, Regan is applied. All right, so Matt's essentially does the exact same thing. It does 25% of healing potency, all allies. His has a 4-tick Regan, where Matt's has a 1-tick Regan. Okay, so this does heal for more, but it doesn't remove any physical attack or physical defense down or magic, etc., right? So this is like a good clutch heal. This would be really nice in the Ramu EX2 fight, just for having a backup heal somewhere in there where you can just drop that whenever you want. So, you know, it doesn't have much of that versatility in it, but I do actually still like this collar. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put this one, sorry about that, that looks actually pretty good. And I'm going to put his in B, just because I think that healing is pretty solid all around, and I'm still going to bump it ahead of Lucia's there, right? Lucia's, I think, is teetering on the line between B and C right now. Okay, so let's jump back and let's keep going. So here we have Aerith's Ultimate Guard Stick. All right, now this one has a potency of 50% healing to all allies, so almost double Red XIII and Matt's. It is double Matt's for sure, right? It has a 1-tick Regan, okay? It also removes physical attack down, magic attack down, right? So this is the best healing ultimate weapon that we have, right? It gives you a 1-tick Regan, it gives you an extra 50%, and it removes physical attack down and magic attack down. You know, this is a fantastic weapon, guys. It is really, really good. So I'm going to take Aerith's right here, and I think I'm going to put it up here. I think it's hard to say whether her and Sephiroth, which one is better. All right, but I think I'm going to put it right here and just call them equals. Okay, so Sephiroth's ultimate Nameless and Aerith's ultimate Guard Stick, and then followed by Vincent's Ultimate Quicksilver and Matt's, I forgot the name of that one. All right, so now jumping back, I think we have like 3 left. So let's look at Tifa's here. Tifa's is going to deal 1000% physical magic non-elemental damage. It will increase physical attack mid, but to all allies, along with magic attack mid to all allies as well. That's pretty dang solid, especially right before you go into casting summons or something like that. Zack's gave it to Zack's broke physical defense, magic defense. You could imagine before popping your summons, Tifa uses this. Zack pops his, breaks the physical defense, magic defense to high, You get physical attack, magic attack, all to mid, to all allies, and the 1000%. I think that Tifa's is pretty damn good. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to put it right here. Now, Vincent's, the reason Vincent doesn't go ahead is because Tifa's affects everyone. His only affects himself. His is more selfish. Hers is more team-oriented, and I think that when you utilize the potential of the team, it's going to always override a single person, right? That doesn't mean that Vincent's is not A tier. It definitely is. But Matt is now falling a little bit into the back here. But I think I'm actually going to pop Matt in front of Vincent just because his is also more viable to the team in the fact that it can remove physical defense, magic defense down. All right. Now, jumping back over here, we're going to look at Barret's right here. So Barret's is going to increase physical defense to high to all allies and cast a physical heal of 5%. It gives physical defense and HP, right? So it's going to make him very tanky, but essentially it's the same as Glenn's, right? If you need physical defense AoE in a team for a battle, you're going to be bringing a weapon. So this is kind of like a fail-safe, but nothing crazy. So unfortunately, I'm going to pop Barret's down here with Glenn's, all right? And then we have one left, guys. We have Cloud's Ultimate Buster Sword. Okay, this one is going to deal 1000% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also, physical attack is decreased high. Magic attack is decreased high. All right, so this one, I do feel like Zack's is better because it breaks the defenses. But this can definitely be handy in certain situations. So I'm not going to write it off because I do think it's definitely going to have its value, but I am going to put it right behind Zack's. All right. So this is where I'm going to keep these as of right now. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. I do want to look at Lucia's one last time since she was the very first one that I looked at. All right. So hers basically raises physical attack high to an ally, magic attack high to an ally. It does last 30 seconds, and it does give a little bit of a healing, plus the buff, debuff extension, and physical defense. Now let's jump back over here. Hers is right here. I feel like, yeah, I'm going to leave hers exactly where it is. So I think that these two are the best, Sephiroth's and Aerith's, followed closely by Tifa's, and then Matt's, and then Vincent's. But, Zack's is also really solid, guys. Definitely don't sleep on this. This is high tier B, low tier A. Cloud's is basically right there in the same threshold. Then there's Yuffie's, whose is a little bit more selfish, focuses more on herself. Red XIII's is good. It depends on the time. Regan is definitely good. Those extra 4 ticks are great. Lucia's can be used in very niche moments as well. Then we have these fail-safe magic defense, physical defense up. And then we have the Cait Sith, very unique, raise the limit break of another character. And then we have the ultimate Genji blade here as well. So essentially, that is going to conclude my tier list for these. I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions as well. There's a lot of different ways these weapons can go, and they are going to change the game now that they've come out. So the strategies, I think, are going to be super interesting based on using these now. But I think that if I have 100 medals, I think the very first thing I would get is Aerith's. I think that that's a great choice. Then possibly Matt's or Sephiroth's. But the thing is, I don't necessarily want to go for Sephiroth's just because we know that the Genji blade, or at least they said in the notices, the Genji blade is going to appear on different banners, right? Let's go double check that because I've had a lot of people talk about it. Let's see here. No, it doesn't say here in this draw, blah, blah, blah. I can't see where it said. This could take a while to look, but okay. The Sephiroth exclusive ultimate weapon Genji blade will also be featured in draws held this month, other than the Cloud limit break draw. Okay? In future draws, the appearance rate of featured ultimate weapons will be 0.3%, and the total appearance rate of all ultimate weapons not featured will be 0.01%. As there is one ultimate weapon available from this draw, there will be no non-featured ultimate weapons. Okay, so basically what that's saying is that right now, Sephiroth's Genji blade is featured. Okay, it's featured and it has a rate of 0.3%. Now, on the next banner, his weapon is not going to be featured, but that doesn't mean that you can't pull it, right? Because it's still going to have a much lower rate of 0.01%. I still don't think going to the pity is going to be worth it just for this one thing, especially when these weapons are going to be basically in the draws. They're not limited. They have a very low percent chance, but essentially you're guaranteed to get them over a long period of time, most likely, because this is a very low chance. So just something for you guys to keep in mind. But I don't know if I'll go for Sephiroth, just because if I do end up getting the Genji blade at some point, then I would want to obviously use that over the other one, and then I could have gotten a different ultimate weapon. So yeah, that being said, these are my thoughts on the ultimate weapons. This is my tier list. I hope it's helpful to you guys. I wish you guys the best luck in choosing them, and if this video was helpful to you guys today, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.